Hiya, it's Amanda here from Lolli Lulu Crafts, and today we're going to be making a card using this Simon Says stamp Pawsome stamp set, which has dies, stamps and also some little stencils. I'm also using my Stampin' Up cardstock. So I'm starting off here with my Tim Holtz stamp platform and I'm stamping the little dog. Now because it's a clear stamp, I want to make sure that my stamp platform lid is the correct way round. If you recall that with the Tim Holtz stamp platform, the lid part changes depending on whether it's a clear or red rubber stamp. So I'm inking up my little critter here with Memento ink because I'm going to be colouring him in using my Copics, and I've just got a piece of actually Copic cardstock down here because I really like colouring on that. I find with my Copics I find that's the best. I really find that works well. So I've just stamped that first so that we can let him set, and now we are using my tattered lace rectangles die. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and we're using 6 and 7 of those to create a small little aperture. Now I've already created a card base here using the Stampin' Up Whisper White and then the Daffodil Yellow for a matte, and then another layer of Whisper White. It's that top layer of Whisper White that I'm using my dies on. So what I'm doing is putting down both dies. So I'm actually just cutting out the channel. I'm keeping the centerpiece and I'm keeping the outside piece. So the only piece that I'm actually removing from my card will be that little channel between the two dies. So just using my magnetic platform and my Sizzix here, I find the magnetic platform really works well, and even when you've got something like this that's so close, I didn't tape it and it doesn't move. I find it works brilliantly. I absolutely love it. So as you can see here, there's the little channel. I'm just popping that, throwing it away, and then you can see how that looks over the yellow card layer there. So you can see how that's going to kind of come together. So then you can see I've got the bigger of the two that I had. So I'm now grabbing the 8 size one and I'm using that as a template. So that's why I went one size bigger, because I want the little plastic wallet that I'm creating with my fuse tool to be bigger than the aperture that I've created or the channel that I've created in my card. But on the other hand, you don't want it so big that the sealed edges of your plastic wallet here sit so far below the aperture cut edges that all your little elements sink down behind the card, and so that when you sort of have your shaker card, all your elements disappear and you can't actually see them. So you just want it that little bit bigger, but not like crazy much bigger. So that's why I like to use those. So then all I'm going to do now is just check that that fits okay, and then I'm going to add these lovely little sequins. Now you could add anything into here, glitter, whatever you want, little elements, anything. And just before I put them in, I just wanted to check that it fit, and it will. Once I put that top line in, it'll be absolutely fine. So now just using a little plastic spoon, because I find that easier, I'm just adding those sequins in. And again with this, just add the amount that you want, depending on how full you think you want it to be. Me, I didn't want it massively full because it was only round that outside channel. And then once that's full how you want it, take your die and seal that final top edge. Do make sure when you use your fuse tool that you cross over the lines in the corners to make sure that all the corners are fully sealed. And then once the pocket is complete, just cut off any excess of the plastic and you are all done. So now that's all done, the next thing that I want to do is colour in my little puppy. Now I'm using my Copics for that on the Copic paper, and while I colour I am going to leave you with some lovely music.
Have you ever pictured us in the future? Is this too much, or have you ever wondered? Look at me, come on, let's dream. I want to share my socks with you. I wanna cook pancakes too, and all of a sudden we're inspired to write a song on the kitchen counter. You, oh, I see you in my thoughts and in my dreams. I hope that you see me too. You, oh, you're still teaching me guitar. Oh, baby, you can do it, and I complain that it's too high. You know the times when we're stopped at the red light, I say a random name and you ask if it's for my child, the little girl with the curls. You smile and laugh at me, say the name's a little too quirky, but it's fine, we've got the time. Oh darling, how did I get you? Oh, I see you in my thoughts and in my dreams. I hope that you see me too. You, and you're still teaching me guitar. Oh baby, you can do it, and I complain that it's too hard. Oh, you, we're taking road trips in the car just to get away, to see a brand new place.
So there he is, all done. Isn't he absolutely adorable? So we're going to pop him to one side for the moment, and I'm taking back my front Whisper White layer, and I'm going to be stamping on a sentiment. Now the sentiment in the kit is "You are Pawsome," but I only want the "You are." So I'm going to take my VersaFine and I'm going to just ink up as best as I can the "You are." Now you could cut the stamp and cut it away from the Pawsome part, but I actually like the way it kind of crosses over a little, so I quite like it. It kind of merges in. So rather than do any cutting, I thought that what would be easier is just to wipe away the excess ink with a little cloth, and it worked absolutely fine. As you will see, we're just pushing down using my Tim Holtz again, and when I pop up you'll see it's come out absolutely perfectly, and it is just the "You are." So I was really pleased with how that worked. And the reason I'm only doing the "You are" is because there's a die that says Pawsome, so we're going to use the die for that part. But speaking of dies, here we are with our little puppy here. So we're putting the puppy shaped die around him. Again, I haven't stuck it down, I've just used the magnetic platform, and it's holding it absolutely perfectly. I'm only going back and forth twice, not because it needs it, but just with the camera it's just simpler to do that for you guys. And there you can see how beautifully he's cut out. And here is the Pawsome die that I was talking about, and for that I am using the Daffodil Delight cardstock. This is a little scrap that was left from the mat that I cut out from one of the sheets, and I'm cut it out 3 times, and I'm going to stick it together to create a thicker, almost like a chipboard type element. And just literally using my Zig two-way glue pen here and a little pokey tool just to gently line it all up and make sure all the pieces line up really well. Now you can take a different colour, say you did a black or something underneath, and make it like a shadow, slightly offset it if you wanted to. You don't have to do it absolutely perfectly lined up. For what I wanted, I did want it all lined up, and you can see it went down pretty well, and now you've got this gorgeous sort of much chunkier element, and I think that gives a really nice effect. So here I've just stuck the little wallet down, the little packet down of the beads using a tape pen. I didn't need anything too strong just because we're going to be gluing stuff over the top. Then I'm taking my Whisper White front layer and I'm just going to pop that down using some foam tape just to give it a bit of dimension. I wanted some height, and I also, as always, used my Cosmic Shimmer glue over the top of the foam just for added strength and longevity, really, because foam tape doesn't stay stuck as long in central heated houses, so I always like to use the Cosmic Shimmer. Now I've just separated my little sequins there, so the center was free of sequins. I don't know if the foam tape will press down that much into the center and hold the sequins to the edge, but I thought it might. I mean, if I really wanted to be fussy, I could have done an inner square with my fuse tool and kept the sequins to the outside of that inner square, but I wasn't too worried. And then again on foam tape is my little puppy, and I'm just sticking him down in the center. So this is quite a clean and simple card, a bit unusual for me perhaps, different style from my normal, but I quite like sort of changing it up. I do try to do that. And then for our Pawsome little chipboard created element, I'm just again using my Zig two-way glue pen, popping that down on the back of that piece of card just so that it didn't get too sticky, and then using some tweezers just to position it in the center of the bottom part of the card there. And then the two-way glue, it often is better if you leave it till it gets almost dry, because that's sort of at the tacky stage, and it really sticks much better then, I find. And then just to help stick it down, give it a little press, and I used a piece of paper there just to make sure it doesn't stick to my fingers and I start pulling it back up again, which always seems to happen. Now I want to create a little insert for the inside of the card, obviously. As you'll see, this is an insert that's just going on one side, but I want it to be a flappy insert. I don't want it fully stuck down. I quite like inserts that sort of are loose like that. I just think there's got a nice kind of quality feel to it when they do that. I don't know why, perhaps it's just me, but I always think it looks kind of classy. And there is it all done, and I think that is absolutely adorable. I'm really pleased. I have to say, I'm really pleased with how that came out. Now if you're watching me on YouTube, don't forget to go to the paragraph below this video, click on show more, and then click on the link under corresponding blog post to go to the blog post that goes with this video, because you will see loads more photos. I always take a lot more photos, and obviously there's the actual blog post itself as well, so with more info and links, etc, but the main thing is all the photos. So I hope you've enjoyed making this card with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.